Okay, welcome back. I hope you tarnished are having a great day. And in this video, we are going to go ahead and talk about skipping Margit or Margit or Margit. I'm going to be quite honest, I don't really know how to say his name. But anyway, with that being said, I know that this boss is something that a lot of new Souls players aren't necessarily in love with. And honestly, I love Elden Ring because it lets you take your own path. It lets you explore the area, and it lets you really find new and interesting things. So I'm a huge fan of the exploration, and I'm going to be honest with you guys. I didn't fight and beat Margit, or Margit, until I was probably like 20 hours into the game. Again, I love exploring, I love that that's something you can do, and honestly, I'm a huge fan of it. So we're going to take a look in this video about how you can skip Margit. If you don't want to fight this boss, or if you're just feeling apprehensive about the fight in general, and you want to level up even more. Now, spoiler alerts, but after Margit, you'll unlock Stormhill main gate, and other sites of grace within the Stormhill castle. I also guess it's called Stormvale, but anyway. Now, traditionally, you would go through this area here, Stormhill. That's right past the main gate location and the gatefront ruins. Something that early game players are probably pretty familiar with. But there is indeed a way to skip Margit and move on to other areas, such as Liurnia of the Lakes, an area that isn't especially forgiving but has a lot of resources. You can also move on to Caelid by taking a path to the east. And you can also explore other areas of Limgrave, not Limgrave, pardon me, including the Weeping Peninsula. But anyway, with that said, let's talk about one of the most traditional routes, and something that new players are definitely going to want to check out. This will take you to Liurnia of the Lakes, an area, like I said, that is rich with resources, one of the best early areas to access in the game. We'll start by traveling to Agheel Lake South. And this is an area, like I said, that a lot of early game players should be familiar with. I'm going to assume that all of you have Torrent at this point. If you don't, visit a few more sites of grace and unlock Torrent. Torrent is very, very useful to have for this, and I would say actually kind of necessary. Anyway, with that being said, I'm recording this tutorial on a laptop today. My laptop fans, it sounds like they're about to take off. Anyway, so you're going to ride up north from here. You can skip all of these guys if you want to. I personally love these trolls for extra runes, but anyway, we're going to skip that for now. And we're going to keep riding on the trail north. This is something that, again, a lot of new players are probably familiar with, and it's not all that intimidating of an area. Now, if you keep going north from here, oh no, we're going to skip that guy. I know he wants to fight, but we're going to skip him. We don't need to fight. We're going to keep going north, so just make sure that you dodge all of these guys, because honestly, they're not friendly. And we are now approaching the gatefront area. One of my favorite places to test later game weapons on enemies. Although I don't really have too many later game weapons, but anyway. Let's go ahead and crash through that cart. These guys see me, but frankly it doesn't matter. There is a site of grace right here if you want to rest at it. And we're just going to keep on moving. These guys have bows, so they'll shoot at you. And there is also a troll that will jump down from above. But we're not going to worry about any of that. We're just going to keep going. These guys can try to stop us, but they just can't. And now, you'll notice that we've made it to Stormhill. Stormhill is an awesome place. It's full of giants and wolves that drop, yes, literally from the sky. Anyway, let's carry on with our path. Now, if you want to visit Margit, Again, is it Margit or is it Margit? I don't really know. You would take this path to the left. Now I'm getting shot. We are going to go to the right and follow this dirt path through the woods. They're still shooting me. This path isn't overly well marked, but you will notice that the road does reappear up ahead. And excitingly enough, there's also a bridge that seemingly drops off into nothing. But you'll notice here, as we come up on it, it actually doesn't. There is a path. Anyway, let's take a look at the map really quick, just so I can show you guys all of the points here. This right here is the road that we followed, going under the bridge. Like I said before, this is the path to Margit. That will take you to the Castle Ward Tunnel site of Grace. You can also travel northeast from the Stormhill Shack location. Doing that will take you over here to Caelid, arguably one of the worst areas in the game in terms of enjoyability. It's just not that fun. It's a little tough. Anyway, going south would take you to the Weeping Peninsula. But like I said, this is one of the more secretive, hidden paths. So this is the one that we're exploring today. You're going to start here by jumping down. Make sure that you're careful, and make sure that you take your time. There are some wolves in this area, but there's not really any need to rush. There are a lot of cliffs, so make sure that you're navigating effectively, and that you're really being aware of your surroundings. Let's keep moving through this area here, and we'll sort of weave in and out. Again, there's a lot of foliage. There are some drops off to our right side. That's definitely something we want to avoid. And there are some sharp turns that are necessary. Here's one right here, so make sure that you're going slowly and being strategic. Here are some of the wolves. If you run past them, they generally won't bother you too much, but still be careful. You'll move a little bit here to the right, and you'll sneak around this cliff here. Again, paying attention to the wolves. Another cliff here, and you'll continue to the left. Now you'll notice there's a lot of open area. Navigate this cliffside, and continue forward. This takes you to a site of grace, and also the Liurnia of the Lakes location. Now, I will say, this location is a little tougher than some others. And that's definitely something that you want to be aware of. But while it is tougher, it has a lot of good resources, and a lot of enemies that also have a lot of souls on them. Or runes. They're called runes now. I have to remember that. But exploring this area further is going to be more forgiving than exploring Caelid, for example. And it's also going to give you a chance to level up before you fight Margit. So if that's something that you want to do, there's nothing wrong with that. Remember, this game places a big emphasis on exploration and on learning your environments. Exploring is something that is rewarding, and it absolutely should be. It's really a lot of fun. It not only lets you find new items, but it lets you level up and build your inventory, your equipment loadout. And I will say also, for you guys that are interested in improving your weapons, Liurnia of the Lakes also has one of the best locations for that. I believe there are some ghosts or some skeletons around here, so we're not going to stick around this area for too long. We'll go ahead and keep on moving. But again, I know a lot of players that play Souls games emphasize the sort of get-good nature of the games. And honestly, guys, I've played a lot of Souls. I will say that this game is honestly a lot more enjoyable than some of the other games, although I'm a hardcore Dark Souls 1 Bloodborne fan, but, still. Simply because it really lets you level up and take the game at your own pace. Again, you shouldn't feel pressured to rush into bosses if you're not comfortable with them yet. Level up, improve your equipment, and then, explore the game as you want to. So that's a huge consideration. And that's how you can skip Margit to begin with. You'll later go back to Margit and beat Margit a lot more easily once you've leveled up. So anyway, I hope that all of you will find this guide helpful. Again, take the game at your own pace. Explore it. Enjoy the progress. It's an awesome game. And honestly, so far, I've enjoyed every single minute. Remember, Liurnia of the Lakes is a harder area than Limgrave. You can see some of the lakes down here. Some of the surrounding scenery. It's a very cool area, though. And for that reason, you will need to be a little bit more cautious. But have fun, find those sites of grace, and until next time, stay well, my lowly tarnished.